just getting stretched and warmed up for my back workout. So I like to just get my upper body kind of warmed up prior to movement because it just makes everything easier. My lats, I like to give it a nice stretch before getting into it. I like doing it with the bands because it just allows for more fluid movement. When I do it against the wall, it tends to be more static. So I like to just get a little bit more depth to the stretch when I'm using the band. So I'm feeling pretty good actually. I have to say this is probably one of the best mental place I've been for a long time prepping. I feel really good. My energy's good. And I think my body's changing accordingly based on how I'm feeling. So yeah, I'm in a good headspace. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I usually try to go for 10 at the beginning just to get warmed up. And then as I go through, I tend to do 10, 8, 6, 5, depending on what I can manage. So I usually try to top out at 10. I like doing the close grip when I start, so I don't train a lot of arms, because, you know. So I try to do this, so I get a little bit of bicep support in there too. So it just kind of stimulates my arms without me physically having to train them as hard. So I like doing close grip, and then I'll go into wide at a later time. But I like doing the close grips for that reason. Somebody actually said that to me the other day. It's funny you should bring it up. She's like, you're always like posing. I'm so embarrassed to like even work out. I'm like, to me, this is my space. This is my stomping grounds. This is the place where I gotta build the physique I want, and I can't worry about what other people think or, oh, somebody's watching. That's not my problem. So my focus is to do what I need to do to get to the stage. And the only way I'm gonna do that is to practice and do what I need to do with my training, my posing, whatever it is. I don't care where I am. When you're doing your show, you're in front of thousands, especially when you get to the Olympia stage. There's like worldwide attention. So if you are scared of this environment, you're not gonna be able to get on stage, you know what I mean? So you really have to be okay with people looking and people seeing you and being comfortable enough in your skin to own your craft and just do it no matter what. All the words of stage, right? Stop focusing on what other people are thinking. Focus on you. The only way to actually get better at what you're doing is to, like I said, practice and own what you're doing. So you can't focus on what other people are doing. Know that the direction that you're going in is the direction of your goal. And the only way for you to get there is to just do it. So not to focus on the outside noise, as I always say. Just dial in and focus on what you're doing. Man, those are kicking my butt today. The wide grip is always harder because it's all lats, right? You can't cheat those. We can do some seated rows. Depending on the muscle group I'm training, there are certain machines that target from different angles. So there's certain ones that I will always have in my arsenal, like I always do. But then there's other machines that you can do to kind of dial you in and get you the detailing that you need as you get closer to show. But no, I try to incorporate different machines. As long as they're effective and they're good machines or good exercises, I'll actually put it in there. But there's certain ones like seated rows, chins, bench over rows, stuff like that I feel like they're a staple for being in your lat pull down, stuff like that. But there are other exercises that you can do also that are quite awesome. But I don't have just like, there's 6 exercises and that's it. Absolutely, I do as much as I can for my back. There's so much development that you can get from training your back properly. And you can tell people who only focus on just a few as opposed to the people that go for all the details. And it makes a difference. So you want to make sure that you get everything you can in your training. I lift very heavy. Closer to show, I kind of back it off and just go for more reps. So higher reps, you know, 20, 30, 50 reps, just for that detailing and really, I'm serious, separation, but you're doing lightweight, right? So now I'm quite a few weeks out, so I can still go heavy, just to put the size on and then just like detail as I get closer, or to maintain the size rather. It's a really cool lat pull down here I've been using. I like this one because you can get a little bit of isolation. So I go single arm on this. And I'm gonna add some more weight because I find one plate to be a little light for me. So I'll start, yeah. I like to take my time with this one, just to kind of get the squeeze at the bottom. Like really go through the full range. I usually go for about 12 to 15 reps on each of these. And as I get heavier, now I'll bring down the reps a bit. I often see people doing like lat pull downs or seated rows, and they only go for like half ranges because they're saying, oh, I'm keeping tension on the muscle. But typically when you're building, it's full extension and flexion of the muscle. So you want to get that full range, not locking out the joint, but just really stretching and then flexing that muscle. So I always try to go for full range. Everybody's going to have their different theory. This is tried and true. So you want to get the full rep range. You want to get the full range of motion. You can do, like there's certain people that will stick to certain exercises and that's fine. But like I said, I want to get the muscle from every single angle. And I want to take advantage of the new and updated machines that they have and equipment that they have to really target each muscle group in specific ways. I also find that if you're training just doing barbell rows all the time, eventually your body is going to say enough is enough, because that tension on your lower back, especially if you're going super heavy, over time is going to possibly be counterproductive. So you want to mix it up and give yourself an opportunity to rest and recover in certain areas. But there's nothing wrong with changing and adding different things to your arsenal. You don't have to do 20 different exercises, but it helps to just add different things into the mix. When your body plateaus and get used to the same movement, it stops producing, like it stops giving you what you want. So you gotta mix it up. You can have your coach give you direction and you can get your program, and you spend 6-7 hours in the gym doing all of what they tell you. It's not practical. It's overtraining, it's too much. In order to work with your coach on a level where you're both achieving your goal, because my success is my coach's success, I have to give him feedback with what works and what doesn't work, especially if they're not in the gym with you. If it's somebody that's sending it to you online, you have to give them feedback. I've had coaches where I've written back and said, there is no way I can spend a full work day in the gym doing one muscle group. That's insanity. And we revised it, got the results I needed, and I was able to go home and make dinner and just feel like a human. So you can't overtrain, you can't overdo it in the gym. Eventually it becomes counterproductive and you end up doing more harm than good, because you open up yourself to injury, overwhelming fatigue, and then your body doesn't recover as well. Again, I usually do between 4 to 5 sets of each of these exercises, and then I'll move on. Every single set I do, I try to increase the weight and again, just come down in the rest. So I started with about 12 to 15 reps, 10 to 12 on the second, 8 to 10 on the third, and depending on how high you go, you want to come down to about 8 reps, 8 to 10 reps. But you want to get at least 4 sets of each if you want to train at an elite level. So if you're just doing your regular lifestyle training, get in the gym, 3 sets, 15, 20 reps, whatever you're doing, taking it up a notch and just getting a little bit more out of the workout, I would go 4 to 5 sets if you can, if you've got the time. I don't know if I should start with 2 plates. Let me try and see. I would not recommend starting with 2 plates. I would warm up to it. That was good. Usually I go up to 2. I'm like, being extra today. Yeah, it's always a good idea to kind of work your way up to your max. It's okay to start heavy sometimes, but take your time and move up to it, especially if you're a beginner, and then get up to your weight. I just jumped on there because I've been doing stuff, so I'm already kind of warmed up. So, but take your time moving up.